Hello, it's good to be with all of you again. I'm Lana Kay, and we have a very interesting guest on today's program. Trust me, he has a wealth of information to share with us. Let's welcome Matt Johnson to the show. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Matt is the manager of our Healthy Alternative store, 7570 Burlington Pike, right in Florence. I know many of you have visited Healthy Alternative. If you haven't, it's a wonderful health food store, health food and supplement store. So, Matt, let's begin by telling us who owns Healthy Alternative.
Well, the owner of the store, his name is Tony Haas. He lives in Kettering, Ohio, Greater Dayton. He has two stores up in Dayton, and then he has our store in Florence here. Been there since, actually our current location, we've been since 2007. But we've had a store in the Florence area since 1996, owned by the same gentleman. So, yeah, his name's Tony House, and great guy, and it's a pleasure to work for him.
Sure. So, Matt, begin by telling us about you, because you have almost been in the health industry your whole life. So tell us how you got started.
Pretty much. Well, there's also a really successful health food store in Anderson Township in Cincinnati, and the name of that store is Susan's Natural World, and the owner of that store is Susan Parker, who actually is my aunt. The manager of that store is Peggy Johnson, who's my mother, and I kind of grew up in that store as a younger kid and worked there as a teenager and a younger man, and I jokingly say that I couldn't take my mom's job, so I came to work for Tony to run the store here in Florence, which was one of the best decisions I ever made. I love it there, very much took it as my own, and we love it, and it's a good place to be, a good environment.
And your customers love you. So this is all, it's now even coming down to your daughter, Malia, is sometimes with it. So this is going to be a generational, I think.
I hope so. You know, my daughter's 18, and she works in the store and has since she was 16, and she's great. And she's got three little sisters behind her that hopefully they want to work in the store someday too. So it's definitely a family environment, and some of my longest tenured employees that have been there now almost 10 years with me, you know, I consider them like family. You know, Timi Aramola and Missy Pagliano and Connie Schaefer and some of the other staff that we have.
Yeah. And I want to compliment you on that staff, Matt, because they're friendly, they're informed, they, like you, Matt, it just seems to be the right fit for all of them. They want to help you. You can just tell that, and they're absolutely never pushy.
No.
If I come in and want something explained and I say, well, let me think about it, fine, come back. Absolutely. It's just a really warm, but very, very intelligent atmosphere. So,
thank you for that.
Matt, tell us about some of the products that the store has to offer. Oh, no, I want, before we go into that, I want to say Matt's no doctor, and he or I are pushing any product here. No. We're talking in general about some of the products that Matt offers at Healthy Alternative, but we're all different. We all have different body chemistry, and this is a general conversation. Sure. So Matt gets feedback, though. This is what is so helpful from his customers when you suggest something.
Absolutely.
Tell us how that goes, Matt.
Well, that's well put. One thing I'll say, just to kind of play off that a little bit, is we don't work on commission in our store. We don't sell particular products over others because the store makes more money on those or something like that. It's very much our store motto literally is helping people feel better. So that's why we're there. That's why you get that feeling from my staff, because I hire any of the employees that work for my store were a customer first. And so that's very important to me. I don't want someone there that's just there for a job. So we very much kind of the people that are working there really love the environment, love what they're doing. So it is, like I said, the motto is helping people feel better. So that's our goal, our number one goal. So when we talk about some of the products that people can get benefit from, a lot of that comes down to the customer.
Right.
One of the best things that I can tell you is that this product helps other people.
Right.
And
I've had so much success with this from other customers. customers.
That's
And
exactly
hey, what
right.
better endorsements that than it has helped a lot of people.
Absolutely, and there's I mean, almost too numerous to name some of the products that just help people over the years. Fish oils and colostrums and curcumin products with that are turmeric based and so on and so forth. But when it comes to our store, we're a full-fledged health food store. So half our store is food. We have organic produce. We have frozen meats that are grass-fed, grass-finished, beef. We have a huge health and beauty section, and then of course we do have lots of supplements. And that's where a lot of times people are coming in there to help with cholesterol or help with some other kind of issue.
Matt, give us some feedback. What would you say if you had to say one complaint? What would that be that most people come through your door and say?
The most common complaint. Probably, everybody deals with aches and pains, so pain is probably one of the most common. Yeah, we have a couple other commons in there. You'd be surprised, but yeah, pain's very common.
Okay, now Matt, you're excited about a product that deals with pain and
Sure.
many other issues.
Sure.
And so, Matt and the store, they lead classes, and they had a class on this particular item here, curcumin. And I mean, it's so informative. You can get on his mailing list, and if you visit the store, they've always signs up when they're going to offer a class. So this was so beneficial to me. So Matt, tell us a little bit why you're so excited
Sure.
about this product.
Sure. Curcumin is an ingredient that is the active compound that's in turmeric, which is a root more or less, kind of like ginger, but is very popular right now because of the pain relief that people are getting with it. In particular, the seminar that you're speaking on, I had a friend of mine, his name is Greg Brown. He actually works for a company called Europharma, which produces one of what I feel like is one of the best curcumin-based products in our industry. Curamed or curcumin are two products that they offer that are very specific for pain relief. Curcumin in general is good for lots of things, diabetes and depression and so on and so forth. Cancer, of course,
a whole array.
Absolutely, and so there's a lot of things that can be beneficial or benefit from that active constituent. More times than not, as we said, pain relief is what people are looking for, and that one seems to be, because of the way that it's put together as far as from a technical standpoint, the active constituent that has done, they've done studies at different universities and things with this raw material, seems to be the one that is really giving people major pain relief. And
wow.
As I mentioned, one of the products that helps others more so than any seems to be those lines of products. And now they have a full-fledged line, and we have many other ones from other brands that seem to help people as well. So there's not a right answer for everybody, but those products seem to be very, very effective for most people.
Okay, now Matt, would it be true to say that probably the root of a lot of those diseases is inflammation?
Correct.
And so, Matt, tell us about inflammation and the devastating effect it has on the body.
Sure. I kind of tell people that, almost all disease kind of manifests itself from an inflammation standpoint. People hear the word inflammation and then they automatically assume pain. But in a lot of instances, it could be, inflammation can manifest itself in diabetes or in cholesterol or any of these other ways. So when it goes in and you can control those inflammation markers, you really can control a lot of the issues that people deal with on a daily basis. So not just pain relief, but those other dementia or, Alzheimer's or some of those other things that are very much chronic diseases that because of our diet and because of the things that we consume, if we're not getting these other compounds to counteract that effect, we're gonna end up dealing with. So I always tell people you need to be proactive with your health. Don't just be reactive. Don't wait until something's going on. You need to take some things or consume some foods in a proactive way so that you're getting the most benefit and you're help controlling those inflammation markers. So that is important.
Okay, now, Matt has a book section at the store. It's all health-related books, of course. There's chairs there. You can take one of the books and look at it, see if you want to buy it, or just gain information. It's just a warm and friendly place. There are samples offered every day. They're always on display for us to try. A lot of times you have teas out. And so while we're there, Matt, he also has a huge selection of herbal teas. So tea, I think, a lot of times people think it has to be a supplement, but teas can offer us great health benefits. Tell us about
well, of course.
some of the tea.
Well, when you think about, I don't want to go in too deep, but when you think about, just early civilizations and things like that, I mean, tea has been consumed in a medicinal way for, for eons, forever. And so we do, as Lana said, we do have a huge tea section. Some of them that were already pre-bagged in tea bags for easier consumption, but we have a huge bulk herb section, so a lot of people come in and take those bulk herbs and make their own teas. So that's something that's pretty prominent, and those have bulk pricing, so a little bit easier on the pocketbook, so to speak. But yeah, we do sample tea every day, and we have all kinds of organic teas and so on and so forth. So again, there's very little that we don't offer in our store.
Everything's there,
which I think she can attest to.
Yes.
And I always joke with people, if we don't have it, we can get it. So
and he means that. He has ordered things for me.
Yeah.
Matt, tell us a little bit about matcha. Matcha is the craze right now, and I know we go through crazes in matcha tea. What is it great? Is it a really good tea?
Japanese green tea, and it is really good. My favorite personal favorite tea in the whole store is actually Republic of Tea's double green matcha tea. I love that tea. It's very well priced. It's organic. It's very much an energy boost and very beneficial nowadays. And I guess maybe in the last few months or whatever, a lot of people have been using matcha powder and putting it into their smoothies. So we actually even have a new line of protein powders that are actually combined with matcha so that you get those health benefits with EGCGs and some of the compounds that are just daily beneficial for those. So matcha is a wonderful thing, and there's many. I mean, we carry pu'er tea. I mean, we have all kinds of teas.
I mean, least look at the tea section.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Matt, talk to us a little bit about this gluten-free craze. We're in that too now. So
we are.
Explain to our viewers what does gluten-free mean?
Well, gluten is actually like kind of a protein that's in a lot of products. It's kind of what makes bread sticky sometimes. Celiac disease is more or less kind of referred to as a gluten allergy, and we very much cater to people that deal with that. A lot of underlying issues that people don't realize they're dealing with are gluten related. So we have tons and tons of gluten-free foods, whether it be entrees or breads or snacks or what have you, and so we help young and old in those situations, because a lot of kids with digestive issues, it's actually a gluten tolerance or intolerance, I should say. And so if you eliminate those things, sometimes some of the small issues that you're dealing with can become non-existent. And so with a lot of the gluten-free foods that we offer, which nowadays, before it used to be kind of scarce, and the quality and kind of the taste and all those kinds of things.
But that has come along. It's very good.
It has absolutely come a long way. My family, we don't really have any kind of gluten issues, but being that that's more or less kind of my grocery store, we eat tons of gluten-free foods, and so taste-wise and substance and what have you have improved tremendously. So we have lots and lots of options when it comes to those kinds of things with gluten-free foods, for sure.
Matt, bone broth. It's become popular. There are bone broth bars in the big cities of New York and Chicago and places. So, Matt, what does bone broth do for us? It's not a very good tasting broth, but it does have benefits. So tell us. I know you carry it.
We do carry bone broth, and we actually carry marrow bones, which from the grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Seven Sons Farms is the company we deal with when it comes to that. We have marrow bones, so you can make your own bone broth. A lot of people like to do that. We also carry chicken backs that people make with to make the chicken broth, bone broth like that. Bone broth, though, again, kind of going back in time, is when you're getting the marrow from bone and cooking it down, you get a lot of the collagen and silica and some of the things that will strengthen your joints, strengthen your skin, some of the benefits that you get from that. And so that is become maybe in the last year or so quite a popular item. As companies will do, they've made it easier to consume them now, so you can come in and buy just organic bone broth, whether it be chicken or turkey or whatever you, rather than making in your own. I always kind of lean towards making your own. I think that's kind of a good thing, even for the soul anyway. And then again, nowadays we've got a new item in there that's actually a bone broth protein, so you get a higher protein content out of that, but you still get that collagen and silica and some of some of those other compounds that are very beneficial again for joints and what have you. So yeah, that's a big common one right now.
Matt has also a reverse osmosis water machine.
Correct.
And this is great water, but he even goes above that with a pH balance.
Well, it's an oxygenated thing. Years ago, you may remember, we used to have a water machine that had two different spouts on it, and one was just a reverse osmosis machine, and then the other one had an oxygenated step to it, which basically it's just got a big oxygen chamber and pumps it into the water, so it gives you more oxygen than just regular H2O does. When we purchased our own machine, we wanted that step. We have a lot of cancer patients, and those people look for that oxygenated step to it. So we do that. We do tons of bottled water, the alkalining water that you're mentioning.
Yes.
Reverse osmosis water is really kind of just takes it down to the bare H2O, so to speak, so not really mineral content, but we have many things to add to that water. And then again, we do have those alkalining waters, whether in gallon jugs or in small liters or what have you. So bottled water is a big common thing, and nowadays with the tap water and the different waters that would be coming out of your sink, I think it's a very good idea to make sure that you're getting good, clean water. That's important.
That's right. And the reverse osmosis, you'll see that other places, it's only as good as its filter, which I figured out on my own, and he keeps right up with that, changing that filter. If the filter doesn't get changed, that water is not really reverse osmosis.
That's right. And I change those myself. So,
so we are counting on him. So, Matt, one last thing. People complain about the price of supplements. I see it as an investment. I know we're lucky to have Healthy Alternative in our town. So what do you say? I know you might hear that. Wow, this.
Of course, everybody looks to save a dollar, and I understand that. And what I will tell you is that our store, and this comes from the owner down, we're very big on integrity. So when you hear stories online or in the newspaper about supplements not meeting label claim and those kinds of things, those aren't the supplement companies that we deal with. Those are more of the mass market companies that you deal with that have to keep up with $1 million POs and purchase orders and things, and so they accept any kind of raw material to put into their product. Those aren't the smaller companies that we deal with that are more along the lines of quality over quantity. And so
it's so important.
It is really important, and I kind of jokingly tell people on a daily basis, supplements are very much like electronics. You kind of get what you pay for. So it is important to put the right stuff if you're trying to get a medicinal value out of it. If you're trying to get fix some kind of issue that you're dealing with, you do want that good high quality stuff, and that's what we carry, and that's what we offer. And we offer, as you know, we offer a 10% discount to anyone that is 55 and over. We call it the wisdom discount, not the senior discount in our store.
That's so good.
We also have a cancer wellness program, so people that are dealing with cancer, we have a 20% discount on supplements. We always have stuff on sale, 25% off or even more. So as far as price goes, we very much are compatible or on par with places that you see, and I think the quality of ours are going to be a little bit superior. So even if it is a price or a buck here or a buck there, between the quality of service, customer service that I hope you get, and that the quality of the products that you're definitely going to receive, it's worth maybe that buck or two here that you may have saved by going to places that shall and remain unnamed. Yeah.
Matt, we're out of time. Thank you so much for sharing all this wealth of information. I knew that you would learn so much from him today. You've been listening to Matt Johnson. He is the manager of Healthy Alternative on Burlington Pike in Florence. His contact information will follow. As always, you be happy and you better keep smiling, because I'll see you soon.